What's up guys, it's Light Spiral here, and today I'm going to be bringing you my opinion of the top 5 transmogs from the latest transmog patch, or whatever you want to call it. These are the transmogs I'm going to be looking at here: the Dragon Knight, Sea Emperor, Vampire, Mermaid, Harg. And so first you guys are going to think top 5. This is really just placing the 5 in order. I'm going to be talking about my top 5 individual favorites, not the whole monster. Like, I'm not going to rank like Harg as one. I'm going to go through each one because the part of the transmogs is the skill animations, and they don't all have the same skills, so different animations make them cooler and not so cool. So at the number 5 spot, I've picked Beta, the Dark Mermaid. So right here you can see her skin in action in the skill preview menu. Basically with the mermaids, I think the first skill does actually look pretty cool. You can see it there. It's definitely a big upgrade from what it used to look like, and I think this actually does look really cool. As well as the Grant Life is pretty cool looking, I think. I don't know, it's hard for me to like commentate over it, but I think Grant Life looks really cool and way better than it used to. As well as Serenity is a really cool animation. I like how it makes the whole floor purple and stuff. It's a cool transmog. So that's the animations. Now as for the actual way the monster looks, you can see here, I thought the mermaids had a good transmog, but it wasn't that cool because they look pretty much like they used to look. But I actually think that this transmog looks much better than the normal mermaids. Moving into the number 4 spot, we've got another mermaid, the Wind Mermaid. So the first skill looks the exact same. It's just orange instead of black, or instead of purple, and the purple looks way cooler, but the orange is okay. The air shield I think is pretty cool. I like Grant Life more than the air shield probably, but the air shield is still cool. And then the Crushed Hopes I like a lot. So what really makes the difference between Beta and Sitchlid, I guess it's called, for me, is that I think Crushed Hopes looks way cooler than Serenity or Grant Life. And so yeah, that's basically what I've got. In terms of what her actual skin looks like, I mean, it's the same as Beta's skin. It's just orange and green instead of purple and black. At the number 3 spot, I've picked Croa, the Dark Harg. So I think their first skill is pretty cool. It's way cooler than it used to be, having the two, whatever they are, spinning around. It looks cool. The Woodvine is not my favorite. It looks pretty much the same as it used to look, I'm pretty sure. But then I really like this Owl's Hoot animation. Just like, I don't know, I think that looks really cool. The Owl's Hoot is what really sells me. And also I really like dark transmogs most of the time, just because I think the purple and black colors always look really good on a lot of monsters. Yeah, this guy has the best animations in my opinion, as well as the skin, which I'll show you guys now, is plenty cool. It's called the Forest Wizard Harg. Yeah, he doesn't really look like a forest wizard to me. I don't know what he looks like. But the skin itself is pretty cool. Like I said earlier, I really like the purple and black color palette as opposed to a lot of the other ones. And for the Hargs, I actually think the blue one looks pretty cool too. But the dark one is definitely my favorite. Moving into the number 2 spot, I've picked Pontos, the Light Sea Emperor. The first skill, I mean, it's more or less the same as it used to be with the Sea Emperors. I don't know, it's not that cool. The Sweeping Waves I also don't think is that cool. I don't know, it doesn't really look like waves to me. It looks more like mountains or something. So that kind of takes points off as well. I like this Holy Ground. I don't know. I like all the Sea Emperors have this like dragon that floats around them on their third skills. And so I think the dragon floating around you and then giving you invincibility and immunity looks pretty good. As well as the main thing that sells me on these guys as to why they're so high is the actual skin itself looks really cool. It's called the Dragon Master. That's why it has the dragons. But he's got dragons flying around him. And then instead of the trident that he used to have, he's got the, whatever, some kind of like spear. And then the skin just looks really cool. With this light colorway, it actually looks cool. I like the like teal and light colors. The dark one looks really cool in the skin, but I didn't like his animations that much. And he doesn't even have a third skill. It's a passive, so there's no animation on the passive. As for my number one spot, I'm actually going to be picking Okeanos, the Fire Sea Emperor. So he's got the same first skill as the other one. I don't really care for the animation. I think the little charge up around him, like that's actually around his body, is pretty cool. But I don't think the actual like projectile looks that cool. Spear of Devastation looks pretty cool. Better than it used to look for sure. The little dragon that comes out of the end is pretty cool, and that's that. But the Rain of Stones, I think, is probably the coolest skill animation out of all of the new Transmog skills. Just a little dragon that flies around and drops the stones on everyone. I think that looks really cool. As well as just like Pontos, the actual skin itself looks cool. I wish there was a little more red and a little less orange, but that's just personal preference. Like if the dragon was like a dark red instead of a light orange, I think that would look cooler. So that's my top five. Of course, this is extremely subjective because this is all strictly based on looks and appearances. There's nothing to back these stats up. There's no stats at all in this. It's all just personal preference. So basically, I hated the vampires. I just thought the skin looked bad and the animations are even worse. So didn't like the vampires. The Dragon Knight skins, I think they're okay. A lot of people I'm hearing think that these are the coolest skins, but the animations are just so lame that I didn't put any of them on the list. The Mermaid skins are good looking, but they're not really anything unique or cool, so I didn't really rate them that high. And the Hargs, I really like the skins and the animations. The only problem with the Hargs is that they're not very good. So I'm not gonna be buying any Harg skins because Raccoony is pretty good. Ravidi could be okay, but I don't buy skins. I'm a free to play player. I've never bought skins before, but the reason I rated these in top five in individual monsters instead of the whole group is that for people who are gonna buy these things with their stones, like me, then you obviously can't just buy all of them. You have to like pick and choose which ones you like. So if you're kind of on the fence of which ones you actually would want to buy with stones, hopefully this might help you pick. But this is subjective, so you really should be picking it based on what you like. But I think that's kind of it for the top five. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, be sure to tell me in the comments. Also, leave your top five in the comments because I'd be interested to see what other people are liking a lot. Because I'm seeing a lot of people have already bought the Dragon Knight skin, so I'm assuming a lot of people do like them, but I just didn't like the animations that much personally. Also, if there's any other videos you want to see, be sure to leave that in the comments. But that's really all I have for today though, guys.